Ever think that your life could be so much better if only someone else would change? Then this video is for you. Have you ever thought, oh, if only my husband would be more understanding, if only my husband would pay attention to what I'm learning and be open to us communicating and talking about this, if only my boss were kinder, if only my boss would be more understanding of the employees, if only my children would really understand what I've been through to get where I am, we'd have a better relationship. If only, if only, if only. See, when we are waiting for someone else to change in order for us to be happy, we're going to be waiting a very, very long time. Because the only person you have control over is you. And the only thing you have control over are the thoughts you think, the words you use, and the actions you choose. So if you're waiting for someone else to pay attention and get the message or treat you differently, why would you put yourself in that holding pattern? The only way that that person could possibly change, shift, make a difference in their life is if you change something in your life, shift your mindset, change something about you, because then the energy of you, the energy that you're emitting, will affect that person differently. Now, here's the thing. When we do inner work, when we're willing to do self-development work and work on ourselves, we can change. And when we change all levels of self. Our self-esteem, our self-confidence, our self-love, our self-image, and our self-worth. But as we change and level up in our levels of self, now others start to see us differently. And here's the opportunity for them to either embrace how we are evolving or resist how we are evolving. And this is where many relationships come to blows. I mean, people just really start arguing, and they're frustrated with each other, and they don't understand why each of the other can't see the other's opinion and ways of changing. But when that happens, we're really not loving that other person unconditionally. You know, loving someone unconditionally means I love you because of everything that you are, regardless of what you choose. And if you can't love someone unconditionally, then why are you in a relationship with them? Or why do you want to be in a relationship with them? You know, I've heard so many people say, oh, wow, I think I've met the right person. I think I could see myself spending the rest of my life with this person. If only he or she could change a few things, everything would be perfect. If you're going into the relationship already seeing things that need to be changed, then you are already setting yourself up for challenges in the relationship. Because if you see something in someone else that needs to shift, change, grow, that's your mirror image. That is your higher self giving you the opportunity to see what you have the opportunity to change in yourself. There are a couple of reasons why people don't want to take these steps to shift their own energy, shift their own mindset, shift their own levels of self, because we actually live in fear of the unknown. We tell ourselves, this is what I know. And you base all your decisions based on your known zone, right? And remember, known zone, that's a Nancy word. So known zone is that part of your mind where you say to yourself, I know if I do this, this will happen. I know if I say this, this will happen. And sometimes we get into that pattern when we're in a relationship with other people where we actually know what to say, what to do, how to even move, what choices to make to get the other person to do what we want. In other words, you know, we get in that art of manipulation. But when the art of manipulation doesn't work, or it doesn't work at a time when you really want it to work, then we get frustrated. And instead of looking within, instead of looking in the mirror and saying, okay, What is it about me that I can shift and change today? What can I start doing right now? Instead, we look for someone to blame. And we do that because making changes within ourselves is scary. It's fearful. But think about that. If it's fearful for you to change, how fearful do you think it is for the other person that you're nagging and bothering and complaining that you want them to change? You see, because now they are dealing with their own levels of self, you're dealing with your levels of self, and you feel like you can't grow unless they grow, and they never even thought about the need to grow, and now all of a sudden you're putting this on them, and they've got their levels of self and your levels of self. Can you see why there can be this resistance and these challenges and this angst going back and forth between two people? So here's something that can really help you. Stop and ask yourself, when you find yourself really looking at another person and saying, oh, if only that person would do X, Y, or Z, then my life would be perfect. Ask yourself how you can give yourself what it is that you're expecting from the other person. And then pay attention. Are you angry with the other person? Are you holding on to anger? Because if you're holding on to anger towards another person, that's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's never going to happen. Never. The only way that you're going to find that happiness and that peace and that joy that you're truly searching for is to go within and ask yourself, what is it that I really truly want right now? And how can I give it to myself? Here's the thing though. See, most people don't really know what they want because they go around all day long thinking about things that they don't want. I don't want my husband to forget to do this. I don't want my children to forget this. I don't want my boss yelling at me all the time. Our minds are filled with what we don't want. So we're constantly concentrating on what we don't want, which means that we are not giving ourselves space or the universe space to bring in what we do want. So the first way that you can get very clear on this is to sit down and make an I want list. And if you can't think of what you really want, sit down and make a list of what you don't want. Because when you realize what you don't want, then what you do want is the opposite of that, right? Right. Having your I want, I don't want list can be very helpful for you to get clear on where you are and what it is that you're really searching for, what your higher self is encouraging you to reach out for you. So instead of putting all of your power into another person's hands, instead of saying, I can't grow, I can't shift, I can't be who I am unless you do something, take your power back and start asking yourself, so what do I want? And take it from there. If you have any questions on this, please go to masteringyourbeliefs.com. There's something there for all levels of self, wherever you are, whatever you're looking for. I'm sure that if you spend a little bit of time there, you'll find what you're looking for. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller saying ciao for now.